ECIS is proud to introduce its new course called Governance Foundations. This course, comprising 7 modules, is dedicated to the ongoing board development required in so many international schools around the world. This course is designed for trustees and governors of international schools, as well as sitting heads of schools and those aspiring to headship. Let's take a look at the various modules and then take a sneak peek inside Module 5. Each module is named and contains an essential question that helps to frame the content of that module. Roles and Responsibilities is the first module. Our second module deals with fiduciary responsibilities, those responsibilities that deal with holding the institution in trust on behalf of a community. Module 3 deals with sustaining the board. How does the board build and sustain its own membership? This includes such important items as board self-evaluation, reflection, and its agreements around behaviors. Sustaining the head is a very important part of the board's work, as the head is the sole employee of the board. Therefore, how does the board build and sustain the school's leadership? The fifth module is exemplary practice. How does the board conduct its business, that is to say, business as usual? The sixth module is about boards serving in what is called the generative mode of governance, that mode in which they act in consultation with the head as strategists and visionaries. And the seventh module is about accountability, that is to say, the accountability of the board in regards to its progress and monitoring its success in regards to fulfilling the school's mission, vision, values, educational objectives, and strategic intent. Overall, the 7 modules work in such a way to help participants understand that the life of the board is constantly revolving around these essential modules, and that they are complementary. A board does not only need board development in 1, 2, or 3 modules, it is about all 7 together and understanding how they function cogently. The modules also contain case studies that portray a given fictitious international school which has occurrences that underscore the content contained in each of the 7 modules and require participants to provide a qualitative response that identifies their understanding of the issues at hand. This course, as I mentioned earlier, is entirely online on our Learning Hub. So once one logs in, one finds oneself immediately in the Governance Foundations course. What I've chosen for you is Module 5, the module that is dedicated to the ongoing business of the board, but in that exemplary practice way. So we have a screen in front of us, such as the one that you see. Once we enter the course, we'll see that we have the choice of what are, in this particular module, 5 particular units, if you will, within the module. We've highlighted the Between Meeting Behavior unit here. The units comprise a selection of reading, a selection of auditory requirements, but also some interactive activities. What you see on the screen before you is an example of one of the interactive activities. We have a board member on the right-hand side, a teacher on the left. The teacher is making a particular statement, and the board member needs to decide what to do. Remember, she is between board meetings, so 2 of the responses would be inappropriate responses, 1 would be an appropriate response. When the appropriate response is chosen, the characters actually change demeanor or position or gestures, and the box goes to a green highlight to let you know that you've selected the correct box. Immediately after that, we have a reminder about inappropriate behavior. What would happen if a board member exhibited inappropriate behavior? As you can see on the screen in front of you, we highlight here the board chair's responsibility to follow up on any such concerns, and that in some cases, severe cases, inappropriate behavior could actually result in a board member being removed from the board. When we complete a unit within a module, we go back to that modular screen with the 5 units, and we see a check mark next to the one that has been completed. I've highlighted the next one called decision making because I just want to provide one other insight into an interactive opportunity for this particular module, and every module has such activities. We have embedded in Module 5 in particular a series of 15 questions that do require the participant's response on who should, meaning who should make this particular decision. So the one that you see on screen at the moment is the very first of the question. Who should finalize the purchase of 25 new computers? And you can see on the right-hand side there's a selection of 5 available. The participant can choose the one that she or he thinks is accurate, and upon clicking the radio button and then clicking submit at the bottom, we will be faced with either a correct answer or an incorrect answer. Once we get to the correct answer, it would look something like this. It will come up and tell us that it is actually correct. And if there's a bit of nuance around it, such as this one, assuming this was within budget, right? This is too trivial for board involvement. So if there's a predicated assumption inherent in there, we tease that out in the response. So these interactive opportunities represent one level of a comprehension check. The more interesting check for comprehension comes at the end of each module when we have a case study. Now, I don't have the case study on screen for you here, but after having read a case study about this fictitious school that we've created, there are several questions that require a response, and you'll see the green button answer at the bottom. When one clicks on that, a text box opens, allowing the participant to enter that qualitative response. Upon submitting it, it then goes into a portfolio, and the information in that portfolio is then shared upon completion of the course by all participants in a school, shared with the board chair and the head of school. Why do we do that? Because we want the board chair and the head to look at those responses and ascertain 2 things. 1, have the participants as a whole understood the essentials of governance, and how strongly does that pair of the board chair and the head feel that the participants have understood it? Have they understood it well? Is it a questionable understanding? Is it a poor understanding? So the items that have been understood well are fine, but if there are items, the responses for which indicate that there is a greater opportunity involved for board development, then the board chair and the head know that, and they are able to seek a consultant that has a particular penchant or expertise in that given area, rather than bring someone in and do a general governance foundations presentation for the board over 2 full days, during which time we know it's incredibly difficult to get a full board together. We can take care of this in a diagnostic fashion via this online course, and then if there's this need for targeted consultancy, that can be done afterwards in a very informed way. The board chair and the head can say, yes, we understand A, B, and C. We really need more assistance helping us to better understand X, Y, and Z. It's been a pleasure here at ECIS to work with 3 particular long-serving heads of international schools, John Bastable, Chris Bowman, and Michael Thompson, to provide the content behind this course. So though you can certainly read through the information on the screen in front of you, I would just like to point out that among the 3 of them, we are well in excess of 60 years of experience leading international schools, working with boards in different capacities, for-profit boards, not-for-profit boards, different board structures, certainly different countries, different continents, which is a way of saying that the ECIS Governance Foundations course provides those essential foundations for effective international school governance based on experience across a variety of boards and contexts. You can rely on this being high-quality board training that is done in a flexible and efficient manner, and of course it's very affordable. If you're an ECIS member school, the price for this course is £150 per participant, up to 6 participants. Once you have 7 or more participants, we cap that, a flat fee of £1,000, no matter how many participants are taking it from your board and including your head of school. If you're a non-member, those figures are double. So we look forward to hearing from you about this course. We hope you will begin to use it immediately, whether you're already in the midst of your school year or you're going through that moment of board turnover as elections have occurred or appointments have occurred. This is a prime opportunity as part of your board induction or onboarding process to help that board really understand the effective essentials of governance foundations. We look forward to hearing from you. You can visit us anytime at ecis.org and click on Learning and Courses and Governance Foundations. Thank you so much.